My only concern, I guess not so much, but how much is too much sharing for the admissions team? Because, at some point, I also don't want them to say, oh, she's just completely like narking on this company. I mean, I won't mention the company, but they'll see it on my resume, obviously. And I don't want to come across as also just, well, these are all the things I didn't approve of, because I want it to sound more constructive. This is why I'm passionate about doing this type of work, right? Being that type of advocate, being the person who's involved, discussing and kind of working towards having a better policies, perhaps even internally.
Sure. That's a reasonable concern. So I think you're right to be aware of that. And so a couple of things, obviously they will see on your resume where you work and all of that. I wouldn't necessarily feel the need to name that company in the personal statement specifically. You can anonymize or keep some of the details vague if you want, or maybe change them if they're insignificant in some way, just to truly anonymize and protect everybody involved. But I do think it's important to address some specifics so they can see the sort of stuff that's going on. And then you can also say that it's not about this one company. Maybe this is endemic to the entire industry. Maybe you've gone to conferences or you've spoken with others at other casinos where they've seen similar things going on, or maybe there's a lot of this going on in Nevada in general. So you could broaden it a little bit to make it clear that this isn't just like you want to get revenge on this one company. It's really about much larger issues going on that you've been made aware of due to your work, and you want to be part of the change. And you can obviously, of course, end on a positive note and on a high note in terms of the work that you're looking to do. But a lot of applicants run into the problem of simply making it far too vague, and they'll spend half of it talking about the goals for the future and the work they want to do, but they haven't actually done any of it yet. And many are idealistic before law school, but then once they have all the student loans, they change their career path afterwards. But if you have that work experience prior for X number of years, the larger X is, the more evidence you have of that you actually want to do what you say you want to do.
I think you bring up a good point too, that I was concerned before writing the personal statement of, how much do I need to be speaking about future goals? So I think you brought up a great point that, I should really focus on a couple of examples of, today's world, right? In the workforce, what have I seen? And I don't know if you would suggest me mentioning something, maybe a goal or two. I don't want to sound too idealistic as well. I think I did that when I was younger. And I held off on applying to law school for a while.
Sure. Yeah, and I do think that if you can tie it specifically to what you've done already, that's more compelling, it's more believable, and we'll have more faith in the fact of you actually doing that going forward. But you don't have to have a specific detailed plan of attack because things change. You haven't actually been to law school yet. And so you may be exposed to new things, or maybe some things you want to do aren't feasible due to the laws, but others are feasible. And then obviously changing the laws is a whole separate conversation. Easier said than done, of course. But if you can at least give them a general sense of directions you might want to take it in, that's fine. And you can also say that you want to learn more about how you would go about advocating for those in need.
Okay. I think that sounds like a really good game plan.
Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.